her 5-minute right of reply, the honourable member for Renfrew-Nipissing-Pembroke.
Mr. Speaker, as the Member of Parliament for Renfrew-Nipissing-Pembroke, it is my pleasure today to rise and conclude the debate of my private member's bill, Bill 462, an act restricting the fees charged by promoters of the disability tax credit and making consequential changes to the Tax Court of Canada Act. My bill seeks to balance the needs of Canadians with disabilities and promoters alike by also contributing to a fair, functioning marketplace for those who do wish to use the services of a disability tax credit promoter. Bill C-462 is necessary because of changes that were put into place in 2005 that made benefits receivable retroactive. This change created a new incentive for those claiming to be consultants to work with their Canadians on their applications, as the dollar amounts on a 10-year retroactive tax fund can be significant, $10,000 to $15,000. Let me be clear. This is not an attempt to crack down on those legitimately claiming the credit or to deny claims. It's an attempt to make sure that those who do qualify and those who require the tax credit are able to receive it without paying unfair charges. The disability tax credit promoters industry is currently totally unregulated and has produced a system that is increasingly ripe for abuse. In the past, government has determined it appropriate to regulate the tax preparation marketplace. The honourable member for King's Hands, Jean Lebert, and Cape Breton-Canso are concerned that the legislation does not specify what the maximum fees would be or how they would be set. I chose not to set a maximum fee in the legislation because I wanted to allow for consultations with disability groups, medical professionals, and legitimate tax professionals to help inform this decision. I want to ensure that disabled Canadians who do need the help of someone with their applications can get it, and we are not imposing unnecessary red tape on doctors or legitimate tax preparers. The fee level is something which I would be pleased to receive direction from on tax professionals. And I agree with the member from King's Hands that the maximum fee should reflect the complexity of the case in hand. We will ensure that the maximum fee structure will be set in an open and transparent process involving a broad range of stakeholders. Members of the public and tax credit promoters will also be given a chance to share their views once the regulations are drafted, and they will be given plenty of notice so that they can adapt to the new regulations when they come into effect. I know that the honourable members from Montcalm and Abitibi-Temiskaming also raised concerns about this issue in second reading debate. As the Member of Parliament for Renfrew-Nipissing-Pembroke, which includes CFB Petawawa, I'm acutely aware of the effect of the disability that disabilities can have on the livelihoods of Canadians. The soldiers of my community are at a greater risk for a number of disabilities because of the unique challenges of their duties. My decision to introduce the legislation is a direct result of aggressive tactics employed by some promoters who objected to my decision to issue consumer alerts. I started issuing consumer alerts in my riding last year when I found out that some individuals were being charged 20, 30, or as much as 40% of the tax credit. And based on the unanimous vote Bill C-462 received to be referred to committees, I know that other members agree with my concerns. These kinds of charges are unfair, especially when we consider that the purpose of the disability tax credit is to support Canadians living with disabilities. I want my constituents, and indeed all Canadians, to know that they can access their federal member of parliament for assistance regarding any federal tax credit without being charged a percentage of the credit. In conclusion, I wish to thank all members for their support of Bill C-462. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, please. The time for debate has expired, and the question is as follows.
Mrs. Ambler moved that Bill C-462, an act restricting the fees charged by promoters of the disability tax credit and making consequential amendments to the Tax Court of Canada Act, be now read a third time and do pass. Is it the pleasure of the House to adopt the motion? Agreed? Agreed. I declare the motion carried.